I want to thank you, Pat, for that wonderful introduction. And I want to thank Meg Ellison and the Wausau Tea Party Committee for inviting me here to speak. But most of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for coming out and celebrating the founding of our wonderful and great country. And I want to thank you for taking such an interest in its future. On this day, 233 years ago, the Continental Congress passed the Declaration of Independence. It concluded by saying, "For support of this declaration, and with a firm reliance on divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our honor, and our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. With a lot of sacrifice and divine providence, they did secure our liberty that we are celebrating here today." 85 years later, the country was facing an even greater crisis, the Civil War. Lincoln said during that period, "Fellow citizens, we cannot escape history. We, even we here today, have the power and bear the responsibility. We shall nobly save or meanly lose this last best hope of earth." Today we face new and different types of crises, but those words still ring true. We cannot escape history as much as we might like to. We cannot abdicate our responsibilities. There's a major question before us today. Will America remain the America created by the Founding Fathers? Will it be the America that people for 233 years have fought and died to protect? Will it be an America based on liberty, e pluribus unum, and in God we trust? Or will we get a new America, a so-called improved America, an America based on equality, secularism, and multiculturalism? These are not words of trivial or unimportant difference. The goals of liberty and equality are mutually exclusive. The more the government pursues equality, the less you will have of liberty. At one time, this was well understood, but today it is an unknown and foreign concept to many. So will America be transformed? Will we be transformed into a country of ever-increasing government? A government with an insatiable thirst for taxes? Our founding fathers knew that while revenues were necessary, taxes were an inherent infringement on liberty. Every single dollar taken by government in taxes is a dollar that you no longer have the freedom to spend. Government, not you, will determine how that dollar is spent. That was the reason they wanted a limited government. It was the reason for the Boston Tea Party. For almost 150 years, the checks and balances they put in place worked. The U.S. was a low-tax country. At the start of the 20th century, Americans had to work about 20 days to pay for their taxes. That was federal, state, and local taxes. But then things began to change. Checks and balances were undermined. The government began to grow and to demand more. People had to work longer and longer just to pay for government. By the beginning of the 21st century, people had to work not 20 days that they did in 1900, not 30, not 40, not 50, not 80, not 100. We passed the 100 mark, by the way, in 1966. At the beginning of the 21st century, people had to work 123 days to pay for government. If anything shows that government is broken, it is this. It's like a car with the gas pedal stuck. Government continues to grow. If it does this like it grows over the last 100 years, by 2200, 100% of an American's time will be spent paying for government. But that, of course, is impossible. The system will collapse long before that. Yet politicians are continuing to promise more and more programs and require even higher taxes. And when they can't get the money they need from taxes, they borrow it, burdening future generations. This is not a partisan attack on the current administration. It's a sober analysis of the last 100 years. I could go on with example after example. Some see this as hopeless, as a lost cause, that we've already gone too far. The damage has already been done. It's a good thing our founding fathers didn't think like that. We would have never made it out of 1776. When the new government was having problems because the Articles of Confederation proved inadequate, they created the Constitution. Its first words resound with what makes this country so great. We, the people. Notice those words. They're not we the politicians, not we the ruling class, not we the privileged few, not we the intellectual elite, not even we the judges. It's we the people. In Lincoln's word, we, even we here, hold the power and bear the responsibility. So what can we the people do? First, you have to become informed. Read the Declaration of Independence. Read the Constitution. If you haven't done that yet, get a free copy and read it. Go online and read it. Find out what the Founding Fathers did to found this country, how this country is supposed to work. Educate yourself on what is actually happening. Second, you have to become involved. As Pat said, this is speaking to the choir, because you, by just showing up, demonstrate that you are already involved. But learn to communicate your concerns effectively to others. This is what the Tea Party movement is really all about. Don't wait to be asked. Get out there and find somebody and ask them, what can you do? Finally, vote, but vote wisely. Don't wait until the end of the election cycle and then decide you don't like any of the candidates who are running. Get involved early on. Find candidates and educate them and encourage them, and so that when election day comes along, that you can have candidates that you can enthusiastically support. If we do this, then we, the people, will bring about what Lincoln spoke of at Gettysburg. He said, "This nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from this earth." Thank you so much, and God bless America.